Gamer Feed Radio.
This is Gamer Feed Radio.
Sponsored by Dancing Captain Falcon.
Dancing Captain Falcon. Man.
Falcon Groove.
That wasn't creepy at all.
Wow. Man. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This is Gamer Feed Radio. This is episode 33. We're doing a Newbs feed today.
That definitely felt right.
Yeah. This is the last episode of the month. We're doing our Newbs feed episode. It's going to be a standard thing moving forward. So this is January 2015 Newbs. All the news Noobs need to know. But first, before we do that, we're going to do some introductions. Starting off with our Gamer Feed Radio webmaster, Nick Delicay.
Woo! Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
You got to time that so it hits right at the end of the feed.
I'll work better on it next time.
But timing. Gamer Feed Radio senior correspondent, Brad Wallace.
Metal Gear. You're supposed to be like, Snake!
I have to say,
Snake.
I was so gonna do that for you. I was looking for a clean
amazing.
version of that, and then I was gonna do the screaming myself with Brad instead of Snake.
Brad.
I may have that ready for next week.
Oh,
Not
excellent.
promising, but you know.
You
we'll
got to
look
keep
into
the jingle in it, and then add it to the jingle.
Yeah.
Make it a complete piece.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
So I think I can get away with that if you're okay with me using the one from 2, because from MGS2 I can get it
sure.
clean.
Yeah.
But then add in the
MGS2
screams,
is a great game.
which doesn't happen over the 1 and 2. Anyway, people don't care about this. They care about introductions. Junior correspondent Kyle Pope.
Yeah.
And also joining us today, friend of the show, Tony Grismeyer.
It's
We need
heroic.
an actual title for you. You can go ahead and talk.
What if I don't want to now?
Well, I guess you don't have to.
I mean, I like talking. I will talk a lot. I could keep
I
talking
kind
forever.
of feel like Tony's
Talk.
sound should be the Murloc.
No.
Well, we need
no.
some sort of fanfare for him. So
Then
I mean,
then I
why
won't
can't
wanna
that be a
come
thing?
back. I don't want to be a Murloc. No.
But you do it so well.
I only know that noise from Hearthstone because I never played WoW.
Yeah.
So every time you play the Murloc card, it's like.
Oh my god.
That's a game you should play
so
now.
much. What? I play Hearthstone.
You do really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Good to
man.
know.
I haven't played it in a while.
I'm going to start
but
playing once they bring it to iPhone. That's what's going to get me back. I love that game.
I thought.
you don't have an iPad,
I do. It's
well,
my
then-
girlfriend's, and it's her school.
so you don't have an iPad.
No, we share an iPad.
He doesn't have an iPad.
I don't
So,
have
yeah,
my
you
own.
don't have an
So
iPad.
I
what's
don't.
yours is
custody.
hers, and what's hers is hers.
Like when-
Therefore, it's not yours.
Like when you get married, like I have a gaming laptop, it's not my gaming
It's
laptop.
not
It
my
belongs to the Nithiv. It's legit.
All right, let's get moving with a new segment on today's
Wait, you
show.
got to introduce yourself.
You have to introduce yourself.
Oh, you know what? I do need to do that. It's time for. I'll be your host. My name is Bob Pugh.
Zero Suit Rob.
Oh man,
All
that's an
right.
image that even I don't need.
I mean,
I'm going to keep forcing it until it works. Zero Suit Rob.
There's a
God,
tagline for you.
why?
I'm gonna keep forcing it until it works.
Just get some Photoshop going. It'll
nobody
be okay.
needs to see that.
Man,
That's the new tagline for Sega.
bam.
Wham! Suck it, Sega.
I think Sega's tagline is just somebody vomiting.
Oh,
That's Sega's tagline.
wow.
This escalated quickly.
It did. All right. Well, while the rest of the GFR crew gathers
you, Sega.
themselves,
Oh, sweet mother.
it's time to do a new segment.
Yeah, I'm excited about this.
It's time for us to take a stroll. We're going to take a stroll down memory card lane.
Little John Denver in the back.
Relive some gaming memories.
It's like Uncle Cracker. What do you
I'm just gonna let this play out for a little bit.
Obscure reference.
It's like him and Kid Rock came to mind, but Uncle Cracker's even
Definitely.
more weird and
I
obscure.
2001.
Yeah, like
Okay, so here's the concept here.
Rob is holding a big ass book.
I got a big book
big ass book.
that I got for Christmas called 1001 Video Games You Must Play Before You Die.
Nice.
So the idea is that I'll randomly flip through here, we'll find a game, and then like as soon as we find the game, just like start going on what you remember about it. Just start
I
talking.
feel like this is like the gaming Bible.
It may be.
It's giant.
I highly recommend it. There's a
Read
lot
from
of
the
cool
Book
stuff.
of
in here.
Samus, verse 2.
I love that.
Yes.
Do it.
So let's see what we end up with here on our first try.
Somebody needs to publish that.
in the gaming Bible.
The gaming
yeah.
Bible.
Demon Souls.
Oh my gosh!
Go.
Oh my gosh!
I never
What?
played it.
Never
Literally
played it.
top
Never
5
played.
games of all time. Complete masterpiece. Best game on the PS3. Oh my gosh! If I could, I mean, literally, if you guys haven't played it, it's worth running out. And
In
getting
case
a
you can't
PS3
tell
for.
at home, Brad is like, giddy.
This no, I'm
Giddy.
not kidding. This is one of my favorite games.
You're
of all
even like
time.
bouncing in your seat. Like,
Crazy.
oh my god! Oh my god!
Yes. It's literally like the best parts of Zelda and even like Mega Man, where you can kind of tackle things in different order. Like there's these epic boss fights. It's RPG elements, has this dark fantasy look to it. The graphics are unbelievably good. Like literally everything about the game is flawless. It innovated the whole online system that every other game has stolen from now, like Watch Dogs and Wind Waker HD to an extent, where you're leaving messages for people, you're summoning people into your world, you can invade other people's worlds. Oh, it's intense. The PvP on it is amazing. There's this item on it where you can, when you're PvPing another player, PvP means another player, but you know, when you're fighting another player,
ATM machine.
ATM machine, yeah. But what was I going to say? Yo, you can suck their levels. So there's this item where you could be like level 120, and you use this item, and you
So
can
you
literally
like the-
drain their level. And they
So
go
you
down to like
like-
level 1.
You like
if
the
you
game,
keep
Brad,
doing
because
this.
you can suck the level.
I like it because it's so brutal. I mean, you have to be on top of your game.
I mean, I'll bet you
Unrelated.
do need to be on top to suck the level.
Oh man.
That's
Jeez.
dirty. Anyway,
Foul.
Come on!
Foul on the play.
It was on the table.
You have to be top DPS
Unrelated.
to suck the level.
unrelated. We didn't talk about Mega Man in last episode.
I was going to mention it, but I kind of let it
Oh, bummer. That's okay next time.
But
We'll do his own show.
Demon Souls, if it comes out on PS, that would be amazing.
We're going to do the
Yeah.
write that down. We're going to do our own
Mega Man show.
We will do.
Okay,
We'll do.
good. Yeah, Demon Souls, one of the best games ever. Can't wait for Bloodborne. Probably my most anticipated this year, other than Zelda Wii U, if it comes out this year. But oh my gosh, everything from even Dark Souls and Dark Souls.
There's a pretty
2.
good chance it'll hit this year.
Yeah, yeah. But Dark Souls 2, there's like this. That's like a holy trinity of action RPGs. It literally doesn't get better than those games. 10 out of 10, all of them.
So is it Dark Souls 2, then Demon Souls?
No, Demon Souls was the first one.
Okay.
And then Sony made a big flub. They published Demon Souls in Japan.
Hashtag flubub.
Flub. They published it in Japan, but they didn't think it would sell that well in America.
Oh,
So-
that's never happened before.
yeah, yeah. So Atlas jumps in and publishes Demon Souls in America, even though it's developed by a Sony Japan studio, co-developed, and From Software. So Sony does not own the Demon Souls name. So when From Software was about to make a sequel, which ended up being Dark Souls, they couldn't use its title. They couldn't use Demon Souls 2. Namco Bandai jumps in, funds it, basically, and publishes Dark Souls as a, quote, spiritual successor, even though it's a sequel.
Yeah.
It's just in name only. It's different. And now Namco Bandai owns the Dark Souls franchise. And Demon Souls ended up selling extremely well. It was highly reviewed. It was one of the highest rated games of, I think, 2009 it came out. So now Sony's like, oh, crap, we need another game from Software. So they bankroll this new IP called Bloodborne, which is another spiritual successor, which is basically, it looks like it's shaping up to be a Demon Souls, Dark Souls spiritual sequel, whatever.
So why don't you write an awesome article about that, Brad, on our
my
website?
gosh.
Do it.
I do.
You will. Excellent. This week.
Because it's
Looking
been
forward
like
to it.
4 months since you put anything on the website.
I know.
Yeah.
Velocity was the
Velocity
last
2X.
one.
Yep.
I was playing it before Destiny came out.
We need
Because I went and I looked through at all the old articles the other day. Just
Now
to
that
look
they're
through
so
the new
easy to
format.
find.
Yeah. It's all visual.
GamerFeedRadio.com.
You can do video on there too.
Yeah, YouTube.
awesome.
Anything else you want to plug while we're here?
YouTube. Subscribe. People are subscribing. Do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Demon
next
Souls
up,
masterpiece. Yeah.
Demon Souls Masterpiece.
Article coming soon for Rad.
That's our first memory card lane in the books. It's time to
Nice.
move on to the Noobs feed. Noobs feed is our now monthly feature, where we go over all the news that noobs need to know. Particularly in this case, what happened in January 2015. So we're going to start off, we're going through relatively chronologically here, not in order of importance. We're going to start off chronologically talking about the Destiny Comet expansions. There's a leaked image of a presentation slide from an October meeting with Bungie, teasing new expansions coming this year. Comet Plague of Darkness is set to release in September with 2 expansions planned. There's going to be a new hive ship location. There's going to be a 3rd subclass available. There's going to be 2 completely new weapon types. The expansion will offer 12 story missions, 4 strikes, 1 public event, 1 new patrol, 1 raid, and 6 Crucible maps. So, questions for the panel. How do the expansions look?
I'll say I'm going to go on record and say that this is fake, and I don't think it's legit.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it's real. I'd bet a lot of money that it's not real.
Really, even though the last 2 expansions were leaked prior to pretty accurately?
Well, they were leaked in the game, like
people were.
names and
Yeah.
stuff. This is like somebody could have faked an image and just put it on a projector. Or something.
That's fair.
I don't know. It's not like when Assassin's Creed Victory was leaked. Like, it was legit. Like, Kotaku had an inside scoop and all this stuff. This is like, anytime you see an anonymous picture that's blurry and tilted sideways and it's like, blurry, here's our expansion plans. I don't know. I wouldn't believe it. Not to say that there aren't more expansions coming later in the year, which I would put in 100%.
Absolutely.
I mean, past House of Wolves or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Den
House
of Wolves.
Den of Wolves?
House of Wolves.
Is House? Oh, Den of Wolves is Final Fantasy 14. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm sure there's another one coming. I just don't think it'll be exactly what this is.
So what are you thinking that the plan is? Just like more small expansions until they release Destiny 2?
Yeah, I would say one more. I think they're going to keep with the same trend of like a titled expansion pack that includes Crucible, Raid, Strike,
Yeah,
Story.
like a tiny amount of each.
Yeah, like it's going to be this all like mixed thing.
Yeah.
I was going to say a la carte, and then I realized it was the opposite of a la carte.
All in.
All in, yeah. But I feel like they're going to do one more of these $20 expansion things. If that, part of me thinks they might just stop at House of Wolves. But then they have to focus on Destiny 2. I think they're still going to stick to this every other year thing that was their original leaked plan from like 4 years ago.
Yep.
Where they're going to have the retail release, a couple expansions in the off year, which we're now in, and we're about to get the second.
So you're saying Destiny 2 2016
yes, 100%.
trailer
sometime
shown at
at
E3?
the end of this year.
You think they'll show it at E3?
No, too soon.
Really?
Maybe. There's a slim chance. But I would expect to see it at
Maybe like a 10
10-second.
second teaser. Dun dun.
No, it still has this weird PR thing. I don't think they've quite nailed.
Maybe we'll
There's
see
not
something
a
from
positive,
PAX or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's
Fall.
going to be like an August
Yeah,
or
okay.
Gamescom even.
Yeah,
they might do
Gamescom,
it.
yep.
But I wouldn't expect to see a full Destiny 2 announcement. It might even be early 2016 and just say it's coming later this year.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
But that's my code.
So are you going to play? Huh?
I'll play Destiny 2. I won't play the expansions to Destiny
Okay.
1. But, oh, that was the other question. Will you be playing?
That's why I asked
I
it.
see. But yeah,
Nick, any
I
thought-
skipped on the expansion pass and all that.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Nick?
I mean, I'm not going to be that stingy and say I'm not going to play the expansions because I bought them. So I'm going to play. But, yeah, I mean, depending on how the rest of 2015 shapes up, it will determine on whether or not I will jump on the Destiny 2 bandwagon or just kind of leave it behind and watch all the YouTube videos of what actually happens, if anything actually happens. And say I played it and enjoyed it when it was there. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to go back when you have all the forced game mechanic. The replay, you have to force you to do it. Again, it's like when we talked about in the last show.
Timers,
I don't like being forced to do stuff. Let me have choices. Let me pick my path. You know, even if there's some linearity to it, that's fine. But let me feel like I'm making the decisions, and then I'm cool with it. Don't force me to go get 50 collectible things but you can only do it once a week because I said so. That's crap.
Yeah. That's my biggest problem. as I said
I just
before.
can't. I cannot get into that. I won't. So if they want more of my money, they're going to have to do something different with Destiny 2.
I will briefly throw in, I think this fall they're going to come out with the Destiny Complete Edition with all the expansions built in on one disc.
Oh.
I put a 100% guarantee on them having a new retail release this fall.
That's sleazy.
It would be.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that's not going to be a
That's
thing.
typical.
For $59.99.
Yeah, that's
Every game has done
Everybody
that.
They were just talking about this on Game Trailers the other day, actually, though, about how just that exact topic about how why buy the game day one when you wait 2 weeks and you can get $20 off Amazon if you're a Prime member, you get it in 2 days. Why pay retail release? You can get it cheaper. Just wait a week, 2 weeks, a month. I mean, publishers are really kicking themselves in the teeth.
Being a patient gamer, especially on PC, to throw in
Yeah.
some PC nuggets here.
Please.
I mean, Steam sales, you can get these.
They complimented
incredible
Steam
games
actually on the Game
like
Trailers
$2.
episode because the discounts are amazing, and everyone there, who each equally representing different consoles, were saying to Jeff Keighley, hey, this is the model that consoles need to adopt instead of this antiquated, retail / where it's not discounted at the right times. They don't do the, Sony's kind of getting there with PlayStation now.
Very
slowly. But everyone compliments Steam on that. So.
And actually, to Nintendo's credit, their games hold value, which is actually a positive, I think.
Absolutely.
Because every other game,
although they're doing some
on
huge
PlayStation,
sales right
Xbox-
now on eShop.
Yeah. But every other game on PlayStation and Xbox would half in price in like 4 months. Like, literally, if I remember South Park Stick of Truth is one.
Yeah.
It came out in March of 2014.
Yep.
By like June, it was $30, $25 on
Yeah.
Amazon. I mean, if you wanted to wait just a couple months, you can get most games for half price.
So I have a question for the panel.
Okay.
Do you think Steam could translate into its own thing, like Valve making its own console?
They've kind of
There's
talked
already
about
like
it.
16 different consoles in the
Which
works.
are obesely too fat.
Well, there's
in
and
price,
that's-
but
Yeah, there's too many different. They've kind of muddled their whole.
They did-
had a
they
plan
went the Android
to make
route.
these living room PCs where you just plug it into a TV and it's basically all your games. But they still haven't quite nailed it. They announced it like 2 years ago now.
It's been a while, yeah.
and it still hasn't come out.
I don't know things.
Well, exactly. The fact that nobody knows it's like this weird announcement that
Well,
they quietly made.
and
it was
admittedly,
weird.
and you touched on it. I mean, it's a very fractured approach. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's the whole.
It's like
not
the
to go
Google.
too much into PC gaming now, but
But
it is very fractured. You
it's
have to check
extremely.
your system requirements and
Yeah.
all this stuff.
Yeah, it's super fractured.
But I like PC gaming.
Oh, I do too. Trust me. I'm not disparaging it. Like I said,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, for value, if you buy a $500 decent PC, you could get countless games on Steam for like $2. If you buy a $400 PS4, you have to wait for these $60 to $30 games every couple.
And there was an article on Kotaku or Game Rant or one of the other sites out there where they were talking about how actually calculating how long it would take for you to beat the backlog of games in Steam that you
Oh
could get
my
available would
gosh.
be like 70,000 lifetimes or something.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay, so Destiny common expansions.
Yeah, we kind of.
I was saying like a couple weeks before this was announced, Brad. I was saying to you at work that this is exactly the plan that I laid out for what I felt they need to do. Was a lot more stuff coming this year, yada yada yada, etc. When I first heard this, I was a little skeptical about it, and then since then I found out because I saw the 12 story missions, and I thought for sure, because this is where my relationship is with Bungie right now. I thought for sure that meant okay, that's the expansion. That's the Comet, Plague of Darkness, and the 2 expansions to it. Like, that's all combined.
Yeah.
So I half expected that the expansion, you'd get 6 story missions, and you get 3 and 3. Just because that's the amount of faith that I had at the time. But they've since said that they've since dropped numbers for the actual expansions themselves. So this is all just Comet itself.
Okay.
Which gives me a little bit more faith. But I mean, I don't know. It sounds pretty good to me. I hope it's true. I don't have any reason to think it is, like you say.
Yeah, I mean, it could
There's nothing more to
absolutely be
lend
true,
credibility to it, aside from the fact that it's just here's this picture.
Yeah.
But I hope it's true. I think it's what they need to do. I'm a little disappointed that it's focusing on Hive again, because that's what we're doing right now. The next one, House of Wolves, is based on Fallen. But
that's cool.
It's going to take until the 3rd expansion, like the first expansion to this next. See, I don't even know what to call them anymore.
Yeah.
It's going to take Comet's first
It's a
expansion
cluster.
for them to actually do anything with the Vex. And then,
the Vex was Vault of Glass.
Well,
the
yeah.
end game of the vanilla game.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in
But-
terms of having like an entire expansion based around them, like this one
Yeah.
we're playing right now is Hive, or this one that I'm playing right now is all based
the
around
Darkness,
Hive.
what's it called?
Dark Beyond,
Dark
Below,
Beyond. Yeah,
Below.
Dark Below.
So I'm a little disappointed that we're going back to the Hive again. Before we've gotten to Vex, before we've gotten to Cabal, just because I'd like a little bit more variety there. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably still going to be playing.
I know. We look forward to future Twitch streams brought to you by Gamer Feed Radio. Thanks, Rob.
That's fine. I have to be careful what I Twitch though, because I'm a frustrated gamer, and
And every episode of Gamer Feed Radio on Twitch, when Rob is twitching, is explicit.
I don't need to share my temper with the masses, so I try to be careful with that. But I've been having fun the last week. Last week, I should say, doing Dragon Age.
Good small
every
group
night.
discussions. It was fun.
Yeah. We need to actually promote those ahead of time, so we actually have people.
We need to
show
make
up.
a decision and do it, and then it'll be okay.
But hey, shout out to Jeremiah for stopping by. That was fun.
It was great to see him.
I keep thinking about him every time I'm playing because I'm like, I should ask him this, I should ask him that, but I'm like, well, he's playing a mage. How much could he really?
Is he Joker rules, dude?
No, that's James.
James.
That's James.
I see him on my friends list sometimes. And I'm like,
Jeremiah's J-Nove.
Yeah,
I don't know if we should be giving out
not full names.
sorry.
Not full names.
We'll do
but-
not full names, but
sorry.
partials.
if you want to add us on PlayStation, you can check out the DLC
Episode on
videos
YouTube.
On
Because
YouTube.
our
Is that where we throw them out?
Well,
No,
Twitter.
I don't
we put
remember.
Twitter on this last
Oh,
one,
we
but
put
on the
Twitter
next
on
one
it.
we'll do PSN names.
Well, you can follow us on Twitter as well.
Yeah, duh.
Or we could just say them now.
We could just say them now.
No, because then you got to spell it. It's weird.
That's fine.
I'm Brad Smack.
Oh,
Sounds like it's spelled.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's spelled. Spells like it sounds. Yeah. It's
Wow.
like God
Sounds-
Smack, but Brad.
Sounds like it
Brad
smells.
Idiot.
Smack.
Yeah, definitely.
I made
Like,
it in
but-
like 7th grade. Don't
but-
judge me.
Anyway,
Yeah, but you still love the same crappy band.
Hey, I don't love
Wow.
them. I gave up like 2 albums ago.
so
you didn't.
Yes, I did. I like their older stuff plenty. I don't like their new stuff.
The Noobs Feed, brought
I
to you
don't
by
know.
Gamer Feed Radio.
10,000
Distractions
horsepower, whatever.
and ADHD are rampant.
You like the album.
Good morning.
That one's decent.
Okay,
but I was
okay.
willing to give it a.
Okay, kids.
come back to us.
Move it
Yep.
on.
Moving on. Coming up next, gaming scholarships. The University of Pikeville, which is located in Kentucky, for those of you that aren't familiar, is offering League of Legends scholarships.
Legit.
Starting this autumn, scholarships will be available to student athletes. Just like with athletic scholarships, you will be required to maintain a certain GPA. It's the second college to do so. Robert Morris University in Illinois started offering League of Legends scholarships last year. Many colleges already compete in Collegiate Star League, but these are the first two so far to actually offer scholarships to do so. Will this recognition of esports catch on?
Totally.
I hope so,
Yeah.
because it's cool.
It sounds sweet.
I think a lot of people have a blind spot to esports. I certainly don't because I'm awesome.
Oh my!
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Do you smell that?
But
Really?
Do you smell it? I smell Brad's ass.
No, but my point is, a lot of people kind of gloss over esports. It is kind of its own world. Like if you think of the gaming quote unquote community that maybe goes to sites like NeoGAF and Reddit and IGN and all this stuff. Honestly, esports is its own thing. They have their own little insular world where they talk to themselves and they don't really branch out to play other, story-based kind of games. Like I played Dota 2 for a little while on PC, and it's literally just like an entire different world.
But that, and there was a an article. I'm pretty sure Kotaku did it just the other day where they were talking about just that. Like what's the one game? The one is what they call it. Where like League of Legends, where 100 million.
That's yeah.
It's crazy the amount of time and people and I'm all about that. I mean, hey, if you want to be good, if you're good at it and you want to monetize that, why not? You can monetize YouTube videos for Christ's sake. So why can't you do it to yourself?
Yeah.
Whatever.
So University of Pikeville in Kentucky, apply now.
Shout out to you, buddy.
Point being, the competitive scene on these games is getting massive.
It
and I don't
is.
think a lot of even quote unquote core gamers are kind of like blind to it. Not because they don't want to. It's just that they don't really.
And that's
see it
and I
have
think the
going
industry's
on.
starting to pick up on it too, right? Because now those kinds of games aside, which tend to be heavy on the PC end, it's good to see publishers and console makers like Nintendo bringing in Smash Brother tournaments,
Yeah,
and
that's
partnering with
huge.
Apex
That's,
and
that's
going
the
out.
lifeblood of Smash will be in 10 years.
Yeah.
People will
Well,
still
it's
be
just
playing
playing.
it. at
Absolutely.
tournaments.
Yep.
Sure. And this is just somewhat related. Not that I follow regularly, but I did watch like official Pokemon like championships matches, and I have to say there's some of the craziest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah,
like it's
any
super
game-
fun to watch, and it's like super competitive. I didn't realize how like deep, like how deep strategic Pokemon can be.
Yeah.
Like just as a casual gamer, and then I kind of like opened my eyes to it. And as like I'm a card gamer, So I play.
Oh my gosh, I love watching Hearthstone's another one. I played it a lot last year. I kind of quit, but you like Magic the Gathering.
Quitting a lot of things lately.
Well, I know they're too addictive.
He only
Like,
has so many hours.
This is true.
He has to pencil it into a schedule.
Exactly.
Right.
And to hire a personal assistant to keep all of his
True.
stuff straight for him.
My personal assistant is Siri, available on the Apple iPhone.
Oh my god.
But
So yeah,
I did play Magic
Idiot.
for a little bit. Growing up, I played Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, but my big game was Dragon Ball Z, the card game.
yeah.
And I went to world competitions that one in Indiana, one in Columbus, and the prize was $5,000. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
And then you get these Pokemon tournaments. They're like
You should totally do a Smash tournament, dude.
tens of thousands of dollars going down just to play freaking Pokemon.
You should totally do a
Holy
Smash
crap.
Brothers tournament.
We
already has.
We've done one.
Well, do more.
Well, he won one.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
My
no, but we
glorious
did one
triumph
at
here.
It's worked out
Rocks,
pretty well for
didn't
him
we?
so far.
Maybe
He got
it
a
was me
sweet
and
gig
I
Newb.
out
did
of
one
it.
at Rocks. I got my
Yeah,
ass kicked.
I know, that's the thing. When you're the best among your friends,
It's-
sometimes, which
yeah.
Kyle is.
well, then you got a
already
circuit so you
determined.
can beef up your chops.
This
Well,
is true.
that's true, and also I don't own a Wii U, so I can't like consistently
Well,
practice
play the
that.
old stuff. I get what you're saying though.
No,
Well, see, so long as he has a GameCube, he should be okay on that circuit.
Yeah.
I do have a GameCube.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
If you're playing competitive Smash, you need to be playing Melee.
I know.
my
And
point.
I
A lot of people are
suck at
turning to
Melee.
Smash 4 way more than they did
Brawl.
For
Yeah,
Brawl,
that's not surprising.
definitely. But yeah, in competitive esports in general, I think it's only going to get bigger. Even stuff like Call of Duty.
No,
When-
yeah.
and-
I'm surprised there is already stuff like that.
Well, the biggest
yeah,
is
yeah.
CS:GO, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I played
I
that
just
on
saw
PC
that. I just
too.
saw something about that the other day
Gosh.
too.
Yeah, they have huge tournaments now. Valve.
Crazy.
Well, what's interesting is the first Counter-Strike was obviously huge competitive. There's all these LAN parties and tournaments.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike Source is considered, one of the best. It's up there with like greatest sequels ever as far as retaining what was good about the first one and a new engine, new weapons, new engine. Like I already said engine, but you know what I mean. Like one of the best examples of how to successfully translate a game into next-gen systems, even though it's PC. So,
Hey, is there a new engine?
with Go, there sort of is. I get it. Okay. Whatever.
Okay.
But
Rob's really proud of himself on that.
Took him
Jeremy's
a
like,
second.
anytime you hear the high pitched Rob squeal, you know he thinks he's
oh
funny.
yeah. But anyways, Counter Strike Go.
I don't think I'm half as funny as Brad thinks he is.
But Doom, I
No one
agree.
as good as half. I
As
think
good as half
good
as
B
think me is drink.
I like words.
I would love to
Beer
see
is
you
good.
drunk.
Beer is good. Oh no, you don't.
I would love it.
Oh,
Anyways,
We'll have to arrange that.
point being, CS:GO when it came out wasn't that well received. But Valve successfully turned it into this huge competitive game, and now it's up there. If you go to like Twitch and look at the top like 5 games, it's always League of Legends, Dota 2, CS:GO, Minecraft, and then I don't know, maybe Smash or something. But yeah, anything that gets people watching live and watching YouTube videos of best of gameplay montage and stuff, that's the future of not just competitive games, and I think the future of gaming. I think a lot of these singular, like Uncharted style, beat 'em one and done. I think those are kind of fading away, and a lot of them are going toward these wide appeal, free to play, still make mega bucks. I mean, Dota 2 and League of Legends are huge,
Yeah,
huge cash.
Then they
cows.
put them online, and then online doesn't work. Whoops.
Well, hackers and But
Speaking of outages, we just talked about that on our latest DLC on YouTube. Check it.
Yeah.
that's right. But yeah.
Okay, so next up on the Noobs feed, we're talking about the Japanese video game market.
Ah, yes.
The market is at a 24-year low in 2014 with a value of 368.55 billion yen.
Which is like $35 US. Right?
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Count yen.
So 24 years takes us back to 1990. For some perspective, German reunification, George H.W. Bush, Desert Shield, the Hubble telescope was launched, and Tim Berners-Lee created the first web server and the foundation for the World Wide Web. So it's been a long damn time, is my point. Software sales are down 10.7% from 2013. Hardware down 8.5%, just in case you need some more numbers. The market was worth 688 billion yen as recently as 2007, almost
holy
double just a few years ago. This data, of course, does not include mobile gaming.
More than double. But no, it's not. I'm dumb at math.
Math, Kyle.
It's
math.
okay.
I don't do math good.
I fail at math, too.
So the question for the panel, is console Mageddon upon us? Is this the end of console gaming in Japan?
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
We have the exact opposite answer.
No, look. I mean, you got to put these numbers in perspective. First of all, right? So the first thing everybody's got to pay attention to is the market being worth 688 billion yen. In 2007 was the year before the Great Recession, and
I was
that
about
did
to
not
say,
just affect the
economy
U.S.
got hit hard.
And
in Japan.
Japan's economy has been in the toilet bowl for a little bit longer than this. So I think that this was the height of the Wii U, of the original Wii. The gaming had completely gone in a different direction. We were transitioning from SD to HD. So if and with PlayStation and Xbox. So when you look at the time frame, it makes sense that there was more going on, more activity. This is a news cycle. It's coming off of Nobody's Got Monies, and I'm not shocked.
One other thought. The exchange rate hasn't been good lately.
Yeah.
That's always been...
Yeah, look at poor Nintendo.
Exactly. Anytime the Nintendo's financials come up, that's the reasoning behind it is that the exchange they get killed on the exchange rate because they're solely a Japanese company.
Like, obviously,
It is.
their consoles are selling great at all. But,
that's
but
true,
even
but
if
still.
you look at this last holiday where they did amazing,
yeah.
great numbers, it still wasn't good enough, and a lot of that has to do with that exchange rate. So that's a legit economics 101 thing.
Yeah. Hey, not that... I mean, obviously, Japan's economy is
Horrible.
crazy. Yeah.
And of course, the big thing there too is that this doesn't include mobile, and everybody knows mobile is huge in Japan.
It is.
I think the iPhone in
Huge
particular,
everywhere.
not
Yeah.
that I'm honestly not trying to be Apple, whatever, but like
you
iPhone,
are.
iPhone in particular.
We
in
understand
Japan,
that they indoctrinated you when you worked for the Apple
No,
Store.
I was an evangelist well
I
before I
think
worked for that
that's
company.
true.
It takes a few years for
What's the
that
code word? So if we
indoctrination to
pull
wear
down your
off.
eyelid, is there a code word? If we say it, you'll do all the
jobs.
things.
Oh my god.
And this one says Woz.
I met him.
Or no, I guess it'd be like Cook.
I
would
met
be
Steve
this one.
Wozniak.
I see a little metal chip.
My company's
I
conference.
see a little metal chip coming
Last
out
spring.
of Brad's hairline.
Oh,
Nope, gray hair.
thank you.
Well, they don't have that Bluetooth. You got to put a chip in.
It's Apple.
What?
Talking about like control shit.
Nothing.
Console again.
I got what you were saying.
I honestly think that I mean, you see 3DS and Vita do pretty well in Japan. Handheld games and obviously mobile isn't counted in this, but those are in some degree a handheld game.
It would
Mobile
not surprise
game.
me to see that mobile has taken up a pretty sizable amount of that profit. However, all the previous reasons I just mentioned, I think we'll have to wait and see what next year brings.
And I bet that plays into Nintendo's future strategy of future consoles. I don't think Nintendo's going to focus heavily on home consoles anymore after Wii U. I really don't think.
Boy,
they will.
wouldn't that be interesting? Because I think
it'll
are.
be something like.
I think they'd be fine if they just tailored their games a little bit more to the Western markets, which they don't really do. They make a Japanese game and then they bring it over. And Treehouse does as much as they can to localize it, but it's still very much based in Eastern sensibilities. And
even in America, the 3DS outsells Wii U like 10-1.
Yeah.
Not 10-1, but you know what I mean.
But I mean, we talked about that 2 weeks ago on the Genesis show, on the Console Wars show, about how it was important to Tom Kalinske at the time that they be able to localize their games and actually redesign and rethink for the local audience. And I don't feel that Nintendo has ever really done a great job with that.
I think a lot of their art and just game design in general lends itself to worldwide. Like he's an Italian plumber.
Well,
this white male character. It's this. I don't know. It doesn't feel as weird and foreign as like Tamagotchi Life or something.
Some do and some don't. Tamagotchi Life is one of those. Hyrule Warriors feels very very Japanese. What's the one that's Devil's Third?
Oh yeah.
Feels very
Eastern.
Yep.
A lot of these partnerships that they're doing with Japanese studios, because those are the people they can get to work with them.
Well, yeah, Japanese game design in general is kind of tanking. You don't really see a lot of top-tier Japanese
Kenji
developers.
Inafune spoke on that topic.
Yeah. If From
Famously.
Software is actually, I talked about them earlier in the show, but they're one of the bigger Japanese developers anymore. Their Dark Souls series is huge. They also have other non-Souls games that people forget about, like Armored Core and some other weird stuff. But I don't know. Yeah, going back to the point, I bet Nintendo focuses on some kind of Apple TV Chromecast thing where you take your handheld and put it on the TV.
I think they're getting close to that.
Or
I think bringing NFC to the handheld with Amiibo support in the new Nintendo 3DS XL. We haven't done it in several shows. Out of new. So I'm bringing it back. Old school, but new.
Well, we're gonna.
Yeah, that's next on the or coming up on the agenda.
Hurry up,
here,
we gotta get there. We go.
Yeah, speaking of not mentioning things in a couple episodes, I was really happy to not mention Destiny for a while.
Nice.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up,
It's everywhere.
it is. Next up, we got PS Now subscriptions. Sony's PlayStation Now service, available now, is exclusively on PS4.
Ha 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 ha! Idiot.
I enjoy that joke.
Exclusively.
Available for $20 a month or $45 per quarter, you get access to the entire library of more than 100 PS3 titles.
Meh.
Service was previously available on a per-title basis with variable rates / pay time based on the original.
It was
publishers.
horrible
It was kind of
pricing.
a
Horrible.
mess.
We talked about it on the show. Horrible.
The new service is cross-platform. It does not require PS Plus. So the question for the panel: game on or game over? Is this what the service needs to be?
It's halfway there.
Okay.
It's subscription is what they needed from the start. Some kind of Netflix for games, like that's totally fine.
Yeah.
They just need some kind of pay to own, even though it is cloud based. I don't mind.
That's what we talked about 2 or 3 shows
Yeah,
ago.
I would have totally bought a lot of these PS3 games on PS4 for like $20 or $30 if I had an indefinite own option. But they give you up to 90 days, and I just think that's a bunch of baloney.
Honestly, I'd be okay with like a rental type thing. It's something just straight out Netflix where it just you get it and all that. But because of the outages, that do
which
not
we
go
talked
away.
about on DLC number 2 on YouTube.
We talk about that a lot nowadays. It seems like, but it's because it's a persistent problem.
Yeah,
but that makes me feel nervous about.
It might
this whole
even
thing.
happen again from the time we record this to the time it'll post. So.
are there
Badoom.
Vita games available also?
I don't believe so.
No,
not
it's
yet.
just PS3 right now, but they said they're going to do 2 in 1 eventually.
Yeah.
But see, the other problem with it though is it's too expensive.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
too
think $20 a month is that bad.
It
Considering
is when you're already paying $8.99 for Netflix and $7.99 for Hulu Plus and all the other things that gamers are probably getting,
PlayStation
which
Vue.
they're streaming through their boxes now.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's good for a persistent. Do it for years like you would for Netflix.
But that's the problem with Sony. Once you stick a price, they slap the
Yeah.
premium on it, and it can only go up from there. So I think it's too high. I really, if even $14.99, like price it around an MMO so that you're competing directly, give people choices, so it's not so outside the
or
box.
make it $14.99 if you have PS Plus or something. Make it
That's even
work
better
in-
idea.
A bundled package.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something-
even better idea because as it stands right now, it's Square Enix on mobile, too expensive.
I will say, like, if you think about how many games you could beat in 3 months, obviously, Nick, you're a little busier than
I have
maybe
no
some of
life,
us.
none.
But, like, if
be
you think
there
about how
soon.
many games, I mean, I could play through maybe, I'm not going to totally try to get a number, but like 9 or 10 games in a couple months. For like,
so jealous.
If you think of like $40 for 3 months, it's $45, I think it's for the
But that's-
3-month price.
But that's you're doing nothing else for that
Yeah,
time.
but
if
if
you're
you
playing
think
through that
about
many games.
if I were to buy each of those PS3 games at $20 a piece, that's up to like $200, $300, $400 compared to $45. And the fact that you get to play it on your new system,
$45
Plus, I'm paying for probably some kind of TV. Plus, I'm paying for my internet service, which has to be pretty good if I'm going to be doing all that online stuff anyway. We're not talking 10 megs download, people. It's a
and
lot.
I'm not defending it because I
know
also
you're
think
not,
it's
I know.
too expensive, and I'm not totally. I won't
Lies.
subscribe, but I like cloud gaming as an idea, and
I do too.
It's a start. They just need to get a pay to own service. That's
I
a
like that
pay-to-own
idea
option.
too. I concur. Doctor, do you concur?
That's my 2 cents.
Okay. All right, next up, the big one.
Dun, 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 dun.
There's a lot here. Nintendo Direct happened last week. Last week. 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Whenever it was.
I don't even know. It was a
Earlier
while
in
ago.
January.
Earlier in January. They announced the new 3DS XL only for U.S. purchase.
Pre-ordered.
Yeah.
Same.
Available on February 13th. Black and red are the launch colors.
I'm sorry,
for the XL.
it's new black and new red.
Oh,
Get it
excuse me.
right.
Fingerprint Magnet 1 and Fingerprint Magnet 2.
Why do you have to be so evil?
I'm just saying. That's what they're going to do.
Really?
No charger in the box
Scott.
for $199, and I'm sure that's why they took the charger out, because the charger costs.
Cox.
Are you done quoting 90s movies?
I'm waiting for you to do zip it.
Zip it.
There you go. He does that the best, though. It's been years, Rob. Years. Okay.
Yes, that's because those movies aren't relevant anymore.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about since you've done that.
Anyway,
Fond memories.
so you get no charger in the box for $199. I'm sure that's why they left the charger out, because it's $10 and they wanted to keep it under $200.
Yep.
Majora's Mask and Monster Hunter bundles of the 3DS XL are available. The Majora's Mask, were available. The Majora's Mask bundle sold out in pre-orders in 15 minutes.
Yep.
Man, through GameStop.com. Wii games are coming to the eShop. You can get Mario Galaxy 2, Metroid Prime Trilogy, Punch-Out. This may be the way that I actually get a chance to own Mario Galaxy 2 yet again in my lifetime.
You own it, you just don't have it,
It's a reoccurring.
It is in my possession.
which is 9/10 of the law.
Yep.
So, but
It
I
is
mean,
a good game.
but I think the big thing about this one, for me at least, is it's $10. $10 for those games. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy good.
If you buy it, you got to buy it in the first week. To
Otherwise-
get the price.
that's-
Otherwise it
that's
jumps
true.
up to super price or whatever.
$20, which is still
Really
great-
ridiculously.
For Prime Trilogy,
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's awesome.
let's see.
Are you gonna get it, Brad? You get a Prime Trilogy for $10?
No, because I already have
$10?
1 and 2 on GameCube.
It's $10.
See, I've already got it sitting over there in the steel case, and what's this going to do but fill up my hard drive that's already filled up? So I'm just going to play it off the disc.
Not
because
to mention my
I can.
backlog is already long enough.
This is
I
also
don't need
true.
3 more games to add to it. Two
still-
of which I've already played.
I
I've
still
never
got-
played Metroid Prime 3 on Wii. I've never played it.
It's okay.
That's the thing about it. I was kind of... I never had a Wii at first. I got one a couple years after launch. And when I went back and looked at games, that was one that I just kind of skipped over. I was like, I
So-
love the first one. First one's top 10 games ever.
Have you ever played 1 or 2 with pointer controls?
No, and I don't think that's enough to get me.
It's worth it,
Really?
really.
Maybe. I like that it's widescreen is a big deal because the first game is only 4:3 square vision. So if you plug it into an HD TV, it kind of stretches it. But these are natively widescreen, which is pretty cool.
I'd be willing to let you borrow it.
Eh,
I'm going to need some collateral, though.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I want to make sure I get it back at some point.
I've got to get through some of my games, then I'll give
Okay.
it a shot.
Okay.
But yeah.
Kirby and the Rainbow Curse has been dated for February 20th. Xenoblade Chronicles 3DS will be out in April 2015. Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tripping Stars is Nintendo's first cross-buy game. It'll be out March 5th. That, I think, is kind of big. Cross-buy, finally.
Yeah, but now they've got to do it.
A first
I wish
step,
it could
I
be
should say.
retroactive back to everything you've bought since
Oh
the
my
beginning
God.
of time.
If
That'd be
only.
amazing.
You know what's
That would be
interesting about that
sweet.
Mario Donkey Kong game? Is that what it is? Mario versus Donkey Kong?
Mario vs. Donkey
Yeah.
Kong. Tripping Stars.
It's- the whole game was made in HTML.
No.
They, a couple
Oh,
years
that
ago...
new framework they've been talking
Yeah,
about.
I was going to say a couple years ago at
HTML5?
GDC. What?
What version of HTML?
I don't know, some kind of modified. It's what they make Miiverse and their eShop and a lot of their Wii U apps
Yeah, we don't
are made
speak
in
techie.
it. I don't know.
I was just
Can't
curious.
assist you.
No, I just know they had a big conference and they're trying to get all these like PC web developers to develop for Wii U because they have this HTML.
They did a
games.
showcase on that at GDC last year, didn't
Yeah,
they?
Mm-hmm. The code has lasers in it.
Are they
Lasers.
sharks with freaking lasers
Laser.
on their
I
head?
love you guys.
it's turning into.
You're
How did
Huber,
this- How did
man.
this come back from the
I don't
90s?
know why it's in my head today.
Well,
Now I
we
want to
were,
watch the movie.
because we were talking about the
Right?
90s earlier. We were
That's-
talking about the
that-
Japanese game
that's
market.
what it
That's
is.
true.
I'm about to do an Austin Powers when I pull out of Rob's street here and just kind of turn around every. You know what I'm saying? When they're in the little cart.
It is a tricky turnaround. Okay, so there's
I
a
do
new,
it every time.
there's a new 3DS Fire Emblem coming out.
Yay!
No further details yet, although there's a trailer that's been
Which is
posted.
legit and awesome.
I'm
Yay.
sad it's not Advance Wars, but
Okay. well,
I would like to see them get back to that
I
franchise.
would
know
too.
why
Give it
they-
time. Give it time.
They are planning to return.
But Fire Emblem,
It-
yay.
It's I wouldn't be surprised if we got an announcement at E3.
I wish. I would literally. That's like my number one most wanted
Yeah,
non-announced game, like reboot.
yeah. It'd be. I mean, it's been that long. It probably would be like a reboot-ish.
They do have Advance Wars assist trophies in the new Smash, so
Yes,
they
do.
acknowledge
So
that it
they-
exists.
Yeah,
They haven't done. Have they done anything since Battalion Wars?
since
I don't even
well,
count those.
Was
I
there
only count
one
the-
on DS?
There was
There
Dark
was.
Days, Dark Ruin,
There was
What was
the.
it called?
It was basically Advance Wars 3, and that was
Dual Strike.
Dual Strike.
was great.
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah,
there
yeah.
was
Days of Ruin.
and then there was Days of Ruin,
That's
which
what it was
was,
called.
in my opinion, very underrated. Super dark.
It was too dark, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure it's a
know,
great
it's-
game.
But I mean, like, still, like the Advance Wars series is kind of hilarious because like you have this main character and he's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go off the war.
these
It's
are
like,
my friends.
and then we're all gonna
kill
go
all
fight
these
wars. It's
infantry.
like, no, this is war. millions of people are going. I mean, not millions, but like thousands of people are going to die.
Thousands
Wow.
of pixels will be murdered.
Fake people.
And when you beat
Wow,
Olaf,
in
he's
days-
like, "Oh snap, you got me!"
Right,
It's like,
exactly.
I just murdered all
But
your
in
troops.
Days of Ruin
they
takes
had
on a more
families and
realistic-
kids. Like, it's really
Takes on a more
depressing.
realistic
Yeah.
tone, which I guess goes against my tangent a few episodes ago. But
I
whatever.
feel like I'm the same
Yeah.
one today. This is crazy.
It's your turn. Woo! Okay, so that's a new Fire Emblem for 3DS. Puzzles and Dragons Super Mario Edition has been announced. Will be out May 15th.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's
I mean, I think it's
I
smart
think
because
one guy in Japan's going, oh my god, that's amazing.
a lot more
Except
than-
he's going, my god, that's amazing.
Oh, that's a visual gag, but
Yeah. You missed it.
racist, but a little funny.
It's not. That's how it
it
is.
was a dub. It was a
Yeah,
dub.
dubbing.
English dub.
English dubs.
Yeah.
Happens in old movies.
It does. Thank you.
Gojira.
I'm protected here.
Okay. So I think that's really smart, though, because we were talking about the Japanese game market. That's the sort of thing they play.
It
they
is.
eat up
It-
puzzles.
yep.
The mobile market eats up Puzzles and Dragons.
Yep.
Japan
And
has
even
a
here,
huge
Candy
mobile.
Crush Saga.
Yeah.
But-
Wow, they're doing commercials now.
Yeah, almost every mobile
Game
game
of Game of
commercials.
War
Game of
like started
War,
this tidal wave
Clash
of
of
commercials
Clans.
for all
I
these
don't-
things.
Yeah, I don't like this. Every time I turn on
I
a
like
TV, which
this.
isn't often, but even
Wait,
though
but
I
you-
work in
Don't
TV.
give me a reason to be sick of looking at Kate Upton, please.
I have a terrible story
Nice.
to tell you about Kate Upton after this.
Whoa, scandalous.
Very
Something to do with her
scandalous.
in an airplane, and it was not pleasant.
Pika?
No, I can't peek at the entire segment.
So, continuing on with the Nintendo Direct theme,
I love how you're all like,
a new Mario Amiibo series was announced. It'll be out March 20th.
Yeah.
Give me some
Includes new poses for Mario,
want that
Peach,
toad.
Luigi, Yoshi, and Bowser, as well as a new Toad figure.
give me some Toad.
Only available in this series with a red base that won't match your other Amiibos.
That's okay.
I need a Toad.
I need the Toad. It's basically like Captain Toad DLC.
Yep.
If you want to think of it that
Yeah,
way.
that's the frustrating thing is that I want
So I'm passing on all of them.
I
Except
want the
that one.
DLC because I have Captain Toad, but it doesn't match all the rest of my figures. And
Yeah.
It'll be the
Then you just
one
got to
that
get the
sticks
rest
out.
of the Mario figures and make them all right.
But I don't want to because the poses
You
are a
get
lot.
doubles.
The poses are better on all the other ones.
Yeah.
All the other ones. And
Except
now I have
for,
all the other ones.
have you seen Dapper Yoshi, where he's like leaning back, like ooh?
Ooh, yes.
It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Question about the Amiibos.
Okay.
How are they being implemented into Mario Party?
That's a
Oh,
question
great.
for Brad. You probably know this, don't
Yeah,
you?
it's a separate mode called Amiibo Party. Everyone can bring, presumably, I think it's like 4 Amiibos, and it's only with the Mario brand ones.
No, I think you can use ones from Smash. You can use DK from Smash.
Yeah, sorry, Mario themed ones. So you can use DK.
I got the Mario family.
Rosalina and Luma, and there's another one.
If
I
you
can't
can
think
get
of it. Bowser's already in the new line.
Yep.
Wario is the last one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
Which we'll
yeah,
get to in a second
all
here.
Mario Party characters anyway.
yeah, exactly.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
And each character unlocks a certain stage with
Yeah.
the amiibo, and then it's kind of like Smash in that you have these computer players, essentially. It looks like. I don't actually know, but based on the trailer. These computer players, you give them items like special, like you get to roll the dice 3 times instead of once, and all these little perks. And you go around this little themed board based on whoever you have, and yeah.
But part of the reason why they made separate ones is because
It
if you
clears
bring
off your Smash data.
if you bring your Smash amiibo over and it's level 50 and he's poning everybody, you have to delete all of the data on that amiibo in order to use it for Mario Party 10,
Oh, but
which is not good.
Pika.
No, it's just not
that's
good.
That's not a Pika.
Well-
we can't just say something's a Pika because we want to hear the sound effect.
I just really want to see
But
that.
I always want to hear the sound effect.
It's true. Get it. And now that everyone lost 2 minutes,
Oh, yeah.
anyway.
I'm excited.
Also coming in spring sometime, Wave 4 Amiibos.
Yay!
Robin, Lucina, Pac-Man. Wait for it. Ness.
Earthbound, giddy up.
Charizard and Wario.
I just did my happy dance.
Happy dance.
Happy dance.
So yeah. And I don't know if it's related to this or not, but they also announced that they're re-releasing Marth at some point.
Yes.
Oh, because they're going to be
Because
like characters in
Codename
Codename
Steam. Yeah, all the Fire Emblem amiibos work in Codename Steam.
Nice.
So anything more on any of the Nintendo Direct stuff? We've kind of been talking as we've been going.
was
So
gut.
Extremely disappointed that there's not the smaller new 3DS.
yes, agreed.
I would
'Cause I
have
want
pre-ordered one. instantly, yeah.
Don't. I kind of don't want the small one, and that was one of the big beasts. Everybody's like, my hands
Well, the
are
good thing
cramping
is you don't
and
get to
hurt.
choose. So.
Well, no, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, though, but that was the thing before with the original one. People were complaining that their hands hurt, and it wasn't because it's all boxy and you're like cramped over it. And the XL at least has kind of like the redesign is like curved underneath, and it's like got a, it's more form-fitting to your hand, supposedly. So, I mean, I don't know.
I may have to play with yours and see how I feel about it.
Whoa.
Ding.
Whoa.
We need a dinner bell in here, so every time somebody says something suggestive, we can just ding the bell.
Actually, I've got one on my desk at work. I'll bring it.
Shut up, do it.
I will bring it. Anyway,
That could be its own segment. We're gonna
I
just
think-
ding each other and be like, I totally took that the
I
wrong
don't,
way.
think we
enough
should
room
all,
on the
I
table.
don't think we should all ding each other on the table.
I
I
mean,
don't think it's structural.
why can't I just? I'm gonna touch your leg.
let's move on, shall we? Just real quick on the 3DS, the new 3DS. I was starting to get myself excited for the small because I like the idea of the interchangeable faceplates. They do these the new design, the game specific things all the time. I like the idea of being able to have that kind of customization, but you can actually swap it out instead of having to buy a new machine, transfer all your crap over, and then do it again the next time another cool Zelda one comes out. So I missed that I won't have a chance to do yet. At some point, who knows? But
Do you
at
think
launch,
it comes out eventually in America? Because I think it will.
eventually, but like more than a year.
Yeah,
I bet they come out with the
next time they
new
need to spur
3DS.
sales.
Yeah, I think that they're going to come out with a new 3DS small, and I bet they come out with a new 2DS, like new with the little sprinkles.
Oh, yeah.
New 2DS by the end of this year, maybe next year, something. That'll have everything but the improved 3D, obviously, but it'll have the faster processing, the amiibo, and
yeah.
everything.
Amiibos, especially at the 2DS.
That'd
That'll
be huge with the kids. Oh my gosh!
Remember
Wow,
when
it's
you
like
all
we
said you
share your brain.
share your resources to buy me a 2DS? Is that still on the table?
Kickstarter. We should start a Kickstarter.
Kyle needs a 2DS.
Kickstarter to give me a 2DS because 3DS is a game I get stupid.
Meh.
Honestly,
It is
3D.
if we saved the money we spend on pizza for these recording sessions for just 3 times in a row, we'd be able to get him a 2DS.
That's true. Perhaps.
I didn't say we
I
were
know.
going to.
Hey, everybody has to pitch in, man.
Because I mean, there was a Cinepie today. I mean, we can't just give up our Cinepie just to get you a 2DS.
That's true.
This is
We
not-
have morals
think
and
this
standards
through.
here.
All right, let's move on, shall we?
shall.
Next up, Xbox One sale recontinued.
Shocked.
The price was cut to $399 again as of the 16th of January, after returning to $399 on the 4th of January, after being $349 for the holidays since November.
$329 in a lot of the holiday. It was
Well,
$329.
yeah.
retailer specific, we're dropping it even further. No length has been determined for this most recent price cut, but it is characterized as a promotion, i.e.
Promation.
A
Nice.
promation, i.e. temporary.
Meh.
Xbox One led console sales in November and December over the PS4. So, the question for the panel, will this price cut be permanent?
Duh.
And how long does this make sense financially for Microsoft?
They've got a deep bench. They can do it as often as they want.
Exactly. Microsoft has this cash cow called Microsoft Office and Windows.
Windows.
Really?
Where
I've never heard of these things.
that they make such an absurd amount of money that they could make it $200 and probably still be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of money they
Yep.
have. They really just want to get more consoles in there. That way they can sell more software.
Yep.
And I'm sure this is going to date the podcast. They have a Windows 10 event coming up, which may have already happened by the time you listen to this. But I'm sure they talk about what they're going to do with Windows and Xbox integration more. Xbox is confirmed to have a presence there. And I think that that's going to be the future of the platform. But pretend like this was before the Windows 10 event. Just for these couple moments.
Well handled, Brad.
Sorry.
I thought he handled it pretty amateurishly.
It was pretty
I
amateur.
concur.
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty amateurishly-ish.
Well, when I don't know. I was going to say
Oh
something. I'm
my!
gonna stop it.
I'm glad. Stop. Cease.
All right. Any more thoughts on the price cut for Xbox One?
I'll buy one if they come out with Banjo 3E. That's all I have to say about
I
Xbox
need some
One.
Banjo
Call back to last
Yes.
week. All right.
That and make it cheaper so I can buy it because I'm poor.
Yeah.
Poorness is awesome.
Okay. No, it's not.
Yes,
Next up, H1Z1 Refunds. Sony is offering refunds to anyone that purchased the online game H1Z1. Microtransactions are being cited for the problems that people have with this. Airdrops for guns and ammo are available in the early access version of the game. This is after Sony Online Entertainment previously stated adamantly that this MMO would not be play to win.
Ha.
And now all of a sudden it is. People that are interested in getting a refund can request one through Steam. It'll be re-added to their Steam wallet. Questions for the panel. Microtransactions. Can anyone get them right? What do you need to do to make it work? Because I understand why the companies want to have microtransactions.
Of
like,
course,
hey, more
they
money.
want
Great.
money. They're trying to hook you. We talked about this way back in an earliest episode.
Episode 5,
It was way back. And even then, 8-9 months ago, it was stupid. And they're still not executing it properly. Even, as soon as somebody finds out that that's in a game, there's like mass hysteria. Cats and dogs. I mean, it's not right. So it just needs to die. Just quit trying. Build a damn game that works. And just deal with
the customer. It's so disrespectful to the customer to say charge you $2 for a pink outfit,
or at least
whatever.
give people an out.
How do you know the pricing on pink outfits there, Brad?
I don't know because that's how stupid they are.
But I mean, it just
Assassin's Creed, buy the treasure chest for $5.
I mean, it's just give people an out. Like, make it take longer, or you've got to go through the circuitous, puzzle test to get the. I mean, whatever it is, but don't force people to unless they want a shortcut. You know what I'm saying? Like, make the game better and bigger so that it's harder to get what you want. And then if you want to cheat, relatively speaking, I want some money. That might work because it disincents people instead of making it mandatory.
That's just like on the idea of with Clash of Clans. I have 2 guys that I work with that are single and have nothing else to do with their money, but they essentially maxed out everything on their game because they just went out and bought all the gems.
A lot of our listeners are single
I'm not saying
and don't
it's
have better things to do with their money either.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just pointing out
It's legit.
that they went through and because they played the game like, yeah, we beat it, and I was like, you can't really beat that kind of game. But
They're like,
okay,
no,
and
we
they're
beat
like,
it.
they're like, well, we bought everything. Everything's upgraded. Can't do anything else. So I'm like, all right, so okay. So
Those are the
you gave
customers that
Clash of
companies
Clans
love.
Tons of money.
Yes.
All for a game that you could just wait once a day, get on it, click your little things, collect your
on
resources, and then build on from there. And they're like, I couldn't wait for it. I can't wait. I need instant gratification.
And that's okay.
For buying these.
But
things.
like you said though, there's a way to not have to do it if you don't want to.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But just and it doesn't need to be mandatory. Just give people the option.
Well, it's like boosting level 90 in WoW for $60.
Right. Yep.
Honestly, I think the
could
games that
work
do
to
it right.
or buy it.
Yep.
I should say when I disparage microtransactions, I'm only really talking about like retail releases. I've already paid $60 for the game. I should get the full game.
Yep.
Literally, what used to be cheat codes is now like $2 DLC.
Like with Evolve.
You want big head mode? You give us $5. It's ridiculous. It's beyond reason. The only time it works. Yeah.
It is actually, isn't it?
Big
What
head
used
mode.
yeah, but games like Hearthstone, which I've talked about a couple times.
Yeah.
now, you just buy. It's a card game, so you just buy booster packs. It's like a real card game.
Yeah.
It makes sense in that context. You can also buy it with in-game currency. So the more you play, you get to buy booster packs in Hearthstone just for free, or you can spend like $3 of real money to get a booster pack. Or
It's 5.
yeah, and they get obviously cheaper the more you buy. You can get like 30 for $30, which turns out to be $1 a pack or something like that. But that and Dota 2 and League of Legends, actually I think League of Legends might be different where you buy characters. But Dota 2, you can only buy costumes and only buy hats and things like that, which is kind of going against what I just said, but that game is completely free to play. So you can get in there, have every single character available for you like the second you start playing. You have the full game for all intents and purposes. It's almost like donating. It's like saying thank you for giving me this amazing free game. I'm going to buy a couple hats to kind of pay for my stay in your amazing game. So League of Legends is different where you actually have to buy characters. Same thing with Microsoft's Killer Instinct reboot. You have to pay for it's a fighting game, 1v1. You have to pay for characters. They cycle through. I think League of Legends is the same way. They cycle through every month, like which ones are free. And then you have to pay for, obviously, the not free ones. But, yeah. Those are cases where it's done right just because it is totally free to play. But, honestly, I would have preferred, like, a $30 Killer Instinct disc with everything just like a regular game.
Instead of you get, what is it? You get 2 characters.
You
or
get
just
2
a
characters
1?
every month, like, and you can only play as those 2 for free or something. It's weird, but yeah. It's inexcusable though in a full retail release.
Concur.
Especially with Evolve. Evolve is a game specifically where they've just same thing with H1Z1. That's how you kill all hype and all interest in your game, is when you treat your customers like second-class citizens and go, oh, well, you can give us more money and get the actual content in the game. It's like, no, just,
I agree.
F off. Like, treat me like a real person. Like,
So
I'm
now we're going to get a discussion of high-class gamer, middle-class
Yeah.
gamer, low-class gamer.
Yeah.
Exactly. When you treat people like crap, they tend to not like it. Microsoft E3 2013.
Wow.
Yeah.
That just happened.
Okay. Any other thoughts on any of the noobs we've talked about
there
today?
for a while. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you
No,
do
it's
that
good.
from time to time.
You do.
You do.
We should
do
have
that-
Brad's Corner.
you
What
do that
really
on the
grinds my
website.
gears or whatever?
I should do that on the website.
Yeah.
I didn't really have much to input on the conversation anyway, so it's good that you got to kind of have your little moment.
Brad got his moment to shine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. We try.
All right.
Equal opportunity offenders.
Nicholas.
Speaking of which, it's time to go, everybody. And if you're checking us out on iHeartRadio or iTunes, we love you and appreciate it. Keep doing that. You know, we're on YouTube now, Gamerfeed Radio. Check us out. There's all kinds of cool stuff, outtakes, specific stuff.
Me acting very claustrophobic,
All of us
DLCs.
crammed on a couch.
It's
Friends
kind of
style.
awkward
scratching my head.
in a bro touch kind of way. Facebook and Twitter, GamerFeedRadio.com. All the news you need to know all the time. Later.
Powering down.